Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So if you're new here, my name is Jana and on my channel I show all kinds of DIYs on home decor and furniture. In today's video I want to bring you guys along as I turn this sterile hospital looking bathroom into a warm and welcoming place where you feel comfortable and relaxed. As we are renting this place, I will not do any major changes or change any hardware, so I will have to work with what is there. But by putting in lots of green tones and warm wood elements, I really hope to get a nice nature vibe in this space. So there are a couple of things I want to do. First and easiest, I want to paint the wall, probably in a nice green tone. What bothers me most in this room is the urinal. Who needs a urinal at home? Seriously, guys, is sitting down so hard? And second of all, it's mounted in a way that when you're sitting on the toilet, you're looking right into it. Well, I just don't like it. Removing is not an option, as I said, we're renting this place, but at least I want to create a lid to cover it up and kind of cover up my problem. I also want to build something to hide these guys, which are important but not so cute. So the plan here is to build a box around it that acts as a little sideboard at the same time. The unit under the sink needs to stay as well, but I want to give it a wooden board on top to tie it together with the other wood elements I'm building. Last but not least, I will create some art for the big empty wall. So that's the plan. Sounds like a lot to do, so let's jump right into it. I went to the hardware store and got myself some paint swatches. I wanted to see the colors in the right lighting on the wall, so I stuck the swatches onto the wall and decided to go for this dark sage tone. Then I started measuring all the wood pieces that I needed for the box, the lid and the board. For the board I cut out a cardboard template so I could check if my measurements for the cutout were correct. Then I could use this template to draw onto my board. For the lid I attached a string with a nail in the middle of the board and with a bit of assistance marked out a circle. Then I started cutting all the wood pieces. When using power tools, make sure to be safe and wear proper shoes. I will do better next time. I haven't used my stitch saw often, so I was quite proud of my circle here. For the box I will use 4 pieces of wood. 2 acting as legs for the sideboard, 1 to cover up the front, and a long board on top. I wanted the board to be longer than the box to create a little nook for the toilet brush to hide in. As there will be no heavy items on the box, I decided to attach all the pieces together with metal angles. In case we will move out one day, it's easy to disassemble the wood pieces and they can be reused for other projects in the future. The bottom of the box I painted in the same green color as the wall to tie everything together. The other wood pieces I wanted to leave raw, to bring a more natural and warm feeling into the space, so I only used some matte wood varnish to seal the boards. I screwed on 2 metal angles to the urinal lid so I can hook the lid on. Of course, this will not be a functional lid and I might upgrade that in the future, but at least it's an easy cover for my problem right now. To protect the ceramic, I put white tape around the top and some felt over the screw. For the mirror, I decided to build a wooden frame to keep the wood theme consistent, and sometimes these type of small things can make a big difference. I cut all my pieces with the help of my miter box in 45-degree angles and wood glued and stapled the little leftover pieces into the corners to assemble it. So this was all the heavy duty work and I'm quite happy with the outcome. So my next mission was to create some art for my little gallery wall. To stay in my nature theme, I created different art pieces that all incorporated some form of leaves. I used all different kinds of materials in this process. So I started with some watercolor and fine liner. Then I took some pressed ferns and leaves, used a glue stick to glue them onto white paper and framed them. To bring in some more texture, I made a little macrame leaf. I started with a string for the middle that I doubled to create a loop on the top, and then attached doubled strings on either side with the lark head knot. Then used a comb to brush out the strings and cut it in shape with my scissors. I also framed some photos that I had taken, and I took this little piece of faux grass that I had laying around because I really like the cool texture it has, and put it in a frame as well. This little pendant I created a while ago with air dry clay and leaves that I had imprinted into the clay, and that also became part of my gallery wall ensemble. If you want to see a video on how I did this, I will link that for you. To figure out a good layout for the art pieces, I cut out the shapes and frames out of packing paper and shuffled it around on the wall until I was happy with it. Then I used sticky stripes to glue the picture frames onto the wall and put in small nails for the leaf and the pendant. The last of many DIYs for this room were 2 vases that I painted with a baking soda and acrylic paint mix and turned them into a plant pot and a scent diffuser. Another air dry clay project I did for this space were these little wall hooks, and there's also a video if you want to see how those were done that I'm also gonna link for you. This was a lot of work for this tiny room, but it was all quite easy and I'm so excited to show you how it all comes together. So let's put in all the pieces. And just to remind you guys quickly, this is what we started with. And this is how it looks now. know in the comments which DIY you think turned out best. I think my favorite, besides the urinal lid, is definitely the sideboard box. It just looks like it belongs there and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!